Hello everyone. I know it is late at night, but yeah. So today you may have noticed what's it called? People making custom vehicles. Today I wanted to show you guys not how to make one, but how to make a model. So and like how to texture it and everything on like that. So let's get started. I'm not going to link all this stuff in the description, but pretty much right here you have Asset Studio, which is what we're going to use for getting the textures on Subnautica, from actually Subnautica, that way we can apply it onto our model, and of course Blender. So without further ado, let's just get started. Alright, so there are many, hold on, let me make sure I'm like encoding my overload. I like overcoding or overloading my encoder. I am indeed not. So yeah, if you ever see like my voice randomly stutter, that's just my encoder overloading. So yeah. Anyways, let's get started. So in Blender, this is pretty much what you're gonna have to do. Now I am gonna get started on a few things that I'm gonna point out. First thing being, we're gonna go to modeling. Sculpting is usually for Leviathan stuff, and I'm not gonna cover that in this video because I am terrible at modeling Leviathans. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So first thing, we're going to use modeling as an example. Why am I not swapping to edit mode is, oh, that's why. So we're going to start off by getting a cube. I used to use cylinders all of the time, and then I realized that they're not really that good for modeling. Anyways, inside of here, get it just a cube. Inside of modeling, let me make sure, alright, we're still good. So inside of modeling, this is everything. So this right here is corner mode. So pretty much you can select corners. Shift, so if you press shift and then click on like, as an example, if you press shift, click on this edge and then this edge, it selects both of them. I'm going to show you, so normal clicking and then clicking to this one just does that. Shift clicking does that, and that allows you to do that, and then you can do this like that. Selecting all of these top ones results in a selection of an entire face. So I don't personally find or corner one being the best. Usually I would use edge dragging, which is where you click on an edge and it does not select that, it selects the entire edge. It's just like corner, but instead it selects the entire edge instead of just like the corner piece. So same thing though, if you select all of them, shift click does that. If you shift click on an edge again, it can deselect it. But if you control A and shift click, it does still work, but you can also press control. I think control or shift control, something like that, I don't remember exactly. Oh yeah, shift control. If you shift control and then click, finds the shortest path to your object. For example, to right there, and then I do shift click to there, and there you go. See this? It just chooses every single edge pretty much. For that, it can be handy. I don't really think it is for me though. But anyways, next thing is this mode right here. This is selection mode, which pretty much instead of clicking on an edge, it selects the entire face. So as an example, it's kind of like corner and edge mode, like you select every single edge on the cube and it selects an entire, and then it does this. That's pretty much what the select mode does, but it's a medium. See, that's pretty much what that does. Now let's get on to the more handy features. So right here, I don't really use these two right here, they're not really that useful. Same thing with loop cut. Knife is pretty good for flooring. Polybuild don't use. Spin, you could probably use it in different stuff, but I don't really use it. Smooth, don't really use it, and the rest I don't really use. Now, beveling is one of my favorite tools, as you could do this right here, and then you can click the little tab and then do this, where you can get like a little face right there, see? And then of course you can obviously do it again, but you would have to first press E to extrude it, and then you could do it again. See? So that's kind of how that works. That's how bevel works. Again, knife works the exact same way, but instead of that, what you could do is this. You could select two faces, and then go and click on like that, or you can do like one of these numpad things. I don't remember which is which, so yeah. And then you can select like one of these sides. I'm gonna select that one, select the knife, and then I could do like, oh no, let's just do like a little eye right there, and then I could do like another eye, and then enter, and then I could do like a smiley face, and then I could just go boop boop boop, and then click delete, and then click edges and face. No, I'm kidding. If you're doing knife, then yes you would, but you would do only faces. Now we have a little smiley face. Now if I deleted this back one, as you can see, we can see right through it. That's pretty much what knife does. It just adds some different faces. So that's all that you need for modeling. Well, not entirely. You'll need some other stuff, which I'm not going to get too much into, because if you want to like know about them, just watch a Blender tutorial about most modifiers and stuff. Again, sculpting is only for like Leviathan stuff, and I'm not good at that, so that's why I mostly use modeling. Now, without further ado, let's just get straight into this. So usually I start off with a cube, and then click this, and then modifier, and generate subdivision surface. Now I'm going to try to get as best as I can into subdivision surface. It's going to be a lot harder though. So pretty much subdivision surface, it turns it turns a face into kind of like, how do I say it? So here's how you can think of it. This is counting as one face, because if we go to modeling and click on this, click it, as you can see it selects one, right? What subdivision surface do, it kind of subdivides it, but also kind of turns it into a spear, kind of shapes it, which can do stuff like this, right? But here's the thing, modeling, the faces are still there, and you can still modify it and stuff. It's just that what subdivision surface does, it just modifies it into a spear, or like a spear, yeah, a spear, but keeps the faces as is. So you can put this up to like 2, 3. I normally do like 4 to 3. I don't do too much. But we're going to use just face number 1. But before we do anything, first thing that we can do, if you, I'm just going to kind of show this off. Do this, use red. I usually do red. Sides deleted. So now, as you can see, we have a tunnel. Now if we wanted this to be more round, what we could do is use a subdivision surface. As you can see, we select it, now it's like circle. We turn it up, the higher the poly is. See? See, ta-da. Now we have a tunnel, and it's circular. Mostly. You can tell there's still a little bit of flat parts on the bottom sometimes. Now what we could do is just smooth that, and now we get a perfectly smooth one. If we want to change it back, just click flat. Auto shade smooth doesn't really do anything. It's good for like ones where like the textures are glitching out, but use smooth if you can. Yeah, so as you can see, this is where we can do stuff like, we're gonna go to modeling quickly. As you can see, if we ever like, let's say wanted to like extend the tunnel out, we could just do that, then put it upwards. Now we get a bigger one, or we can make it smaller, like this. Now one thing I did not mention, as I kind of forgot to mention, is this, the E to extrude. As you can see, extruding it, we have just made a tunnel this way. See? Just like that. Which I can definitely see some people using. As an example, you could do this and then like move it backwards to then like do that, and then you could rotate it like that to then extrude it again for something like that. Which personally I don't see why you would do that. I guess you could use it for some interesting sub designs. But yeah. Next thing, E and then holding down control adds a grid system, or pretty much snaps it, which is good for getting precise measurements pretty much. E and then shifting slows it down. So as you can see, I'll try to kind of explain this. See? E, normal extruding, see? Normal extrude, speed. See, pretty fast. I'm going to try this again, pretty much look. So onto the edge of my screen right here, or right here, I click E, and then I move it all the way to the end before my, thing does that. As you can see, we got off screen pretty much right there. Now if I do this and then press and hold shift, it's a lot smaller compared to when I would, do the other thing. So it's gooder. So pretty much pressing and holding shift when you extrude is better for getting like precise, like precise extruding. Pressing S allows you to scale it based off of what you want to do. So you can do this and then scale it down if you want like something smaller, like that. See. Beveling on subdivision surface still works, as you can see, and it does actually apply some pretty neat effects, as you can see. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about modeling with subdivision surface. Personally, what I would do at the start would be keeping the faces and deleting just like one of them once I'm fully done. So I kind of showed you. So pretty much I'm going to keep all of these, right? And I'm going to apply my subdivision surface on to the cube, right? Now, as you can see, beveling does that. Pretty much just makes it more flat. As you can see, if I was to subdivision surface that and bevel it and then turn up the poly and then add more of that, you can see that on the front it's more, spear-like, see? So now let's get into modeling. Modeling is one of the more easier things to get started with. If I can say that myself, it's one of the more easier things for modeling a sub, as you can use low poly and medium poly. Usually you can use low poly unless you're doing medium poly for a pretty advanced sub, which this is what subdivision surface is designed for. It's designed to make stuff look low poly, or from low poly like this to higher poly pretty easily. But that doesn't mean you could, that does not mean you can make something I don't know, like that, and then apply a subdivision surface and you get something really high poly. No, that's not how it works. I don't fully know how it works, but I do know that it is more advanced. Never, by the way, until you're done with your sub, never click the apply button, or else you're going to get your or else you're going to get issues. Anyways, let's get to modeling. So I'm going to set this to 3, as I think that would be pretty good. Now I'm going to go with a kind of wing design right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and instead of curving it right there, what I'm going to do is extrude it, rotate, and then we're going to take this to then put this outwards, but not completely, as we can do this right here, extrude it again, and then rotate it like that. So 0 does that. You can see. Rotate it like that. And as you can see, ta-da. Now it looks like a little arm. And I can do the exact same thing pretty much. I'm going to do this right here. Around that much. And of course you don't have to follow my like exact thing that I did. It just kind of helps with more precise stuff. So you can kind of tell what I kind of mean. I'm going to try to line this up as best as I can. That I can back it up. And as you can see, it's fine, but you can tell that there's some differences with the other side. So this is where we can use something like the snapping. Remember when I told you about the snapping? Just, you know, extrude, control, snap to your point, flip, rotate to your point, boop, 1, 2, 3, 4, ta-da, extrude, rotate, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and as you can see, decent, right there, decent right there, see, pretty decent. Again, we're gonna go with the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, ta-da, rotate, 1, 2, 3, 4, ta-da, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, it matches a lot more. Maybe not to the exact point as you can see, but it still matches pretty well. I don't think a lot of people would notice it unless they looked really close. Which I can always fix this by just kind of extruding this a little bit more. All I have to do is just go like that. And there you go. There's a simple thing, like a little curve. Then, you know, I could like pull this back and ta-da, now we have like a Tesla logo. Or whatever it's called. I forget sometimes what it's called. Now I could add something like this, and then I could do a boop, boop, upwards, and then go back. Now it's a hammerhead shark. It's a little hammerhead. And then I could, you know, take these little outer areas. No, not that big. And then I could, you know, extrude, but we'd have to do it like this. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4. This side now. 1, 2, 3, 4. For some reason this side looks a little bit bigger. Actually, nah, I think it's the exact same. I can just select the bottom one. 2, 4. As you can see, ta-da. Now if we were going to, like, I don't know, create a bridge or something, we could just, you know, go 1, 2, or like that, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then, like I said before, bevel, drag this outwards to the point that it almost, like that, and then segments like that. See? Try not to add too many segments though, or else, you know, you'll get a lot of like missed stuff. So like, kind of like that. That's perfect, pretty much. So then this is where, like, if you're going to add a propeller, you can just do that, and then again, I just do this, but then do this. Control E. Wait, no, it's not Control E. It's Shift E. Then you can do that. See? Shift E does that, which pretty much makes a complete flat point without extruding it outwards. So it's kind of like scaling it, see? But instead it's complete flat. Which is good for adding, you know, details onto it, like bevels. See, you could add like a bevel onto it and get like another good effect. That's not what I'm doing though. I'm gonna add a propeller to this. No, why not add a fin on the other side? That's good enough. Let's go ahead and make the, I don't know, make the fin go forward a little bit. And this is where the player can, you know, build. You'll have to add a floor right here since we're going to, you know, make this. And you could also add a, ladder right here. You'll have to add the, ladder property to it, but you could add the ladder that goes all the way up here, and then you can get to the bridge. Now, that we're here, right, we're going to now move on to texturing. Texturing is one of the hardest parts, in my opinion, about modeling. So, let's see how long this has been going on for. 20 minutes, that's fine. I can add like another 40 minutes onto this, it is fine. So we're going to go to here, and I'm just going to extract this Asset Studio. You can find this tool inside of the Subnautica modding Discord, link in the description to the modding Discord. So as you can see, we have this. Double click it to open it. Now click File, Load Folder, find wherever Subnautica is, and then click Just Select Folder. Make sure your BepInEx folder is not inside of your mods folder or your Subnautica folder. This is that way you don't accidentally use a this is just so you don't accidentally use like textures or a model from a sub that somebody else made, and because if you did that, they could DCMA your thing, or they could even possibly sue you. I don't think they would go to the point of suing you, but it's just better just to be safe than get a DCMA possibility. If you're gonna make a vehicle from scratch though, that's completely fine. If you're as an example, I'm making my main sub. This is just a tutorial video. I'm gonna be making one from the Hydra submarine, but it's going to be a custom model made by me. So it looks similar to it, but there's no chance of me getting a DCMA as long as I don't use any textures from it, which is why that's kind of why you did not see my BepInEx folder. There, it's right here, where all my folders are. So I already have some extracted textures, but I wanted to show you this, so yeah. In the meantime, let's just get set up with our textures, or with like getting started with our textures. Make sure my encoder is not overloading. Alright, we're fine. Pretty much just make like, I recommend making about probably like 2 of these. Actually no, make like 3 of them to 2. These just help with you know, your design. Of course when you're actually making like a model, you're gonna block off this area right here by kind of like, you know, you could block it off by just going extrude like that, but then again you also get unwanted features like that. So all in all, it's just better to block it off with a cube. So let's see, is it done yet? Nope. So anyways, let's just get started on this. So for the glass, this is just going to be separate. So kind of just, how do I say this? So just select the entire glass part. You'll see on this. So we're just gonna switch to preview mode. This pretty much allows us to use our textures along with it. We're going to use material 3, which we're going to call glass. And as you can see, as an example, we're just going to use, I don't know, this color. I click assign, and ta-da, it's set to that. Now, I can assign the glass to whatever part I want, or I can set it to this material. So as an example, I could make this exterior. I don't know how to spell exterior, so I'm going to call this outside texture smiley face. I'm going to select everything. I'm just going to control A. Then I'm just going to delete all of this. By shift clicking on them. Remember I told you about shift clicking. Shift clicking, if you did not hear me by the way, shift clicking deselects the thing, or shift control and then click, selects the near or the quickest route from one area to the other area. So if I was to like click that and then shift control click to there, it would just go bloop 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 like that. Assign that. Is it done yet? It is reading assets. Of course, you can always extend this stuff outward, by the way. This is just like kind of a starter thing. I'm probably going to block off these areas with like a cube. Oh, again, this is where you can use like a knife, or like a plane with a knife argument with the knife. Remember the knife to outline the thing. That's kind of what I do a lot of times. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna select this and control. Control. No, Shift E it. Because I'm gonna have to select that though. Shift E, which will allow me to select that and then add some stuff onto the top of it. You know what? Nah, I'm gonna Shift E it, but not make it as. I'm gonna make it like that. That way it's like that, but not super like bad. Alright. No. Is this done yet? Yep, there we go. So, first thing that you should know is this. Go to asset list, but do this. X underscore all of this stuff. You can look at them, but you are not allowed to use them. You are not allowed to use any of these inside of here. I know it may seem sad, but I know it seems sad, but it's because I think these stuff may be under like copyright stuff, or in my opinion, I think it's because they're more decals and like they're not really like they're not models. I think it's what like it is. It's just like, well, it is models. It is models, but it's not like what you think it is. It's more of it's a model, but it's for like volumetric stuff. See, like that. So like as example, smoke for the different stuff, as you can see. So like smoke, fire, that's kind of like how that is. So anything with that, do not use. Yeah, it's just recommended. So for textures, type in submarine. Type in submarine, and then just wait. So this is textures, as you can see. So you can use these right here. These are what you can use. You can use these textures. So if you want to use these, go ahead. So if you want to use them, just select these, shift click. Remember, it also applies to this. Export selected assets, and then we're going to go to my desktop, and then here, and then we'll just choose we'll just put this video, or like this right here, not this video. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. We'll just choose this right here as our textures. So now we can go to shading. And there's different stuff that we have to do with this. As an example, I'll show you. So we're going to choose an image texture. We're going to need about 3 of them. Actually, I think there's a normal texture somewhere. Where is it? Oh, it's here somewhere. Normal. Even though I'm pretty sure that there's a let's see, normal can go to there. So we can select that normal. There, we can select the normal, so there. As you can see. And then we're going to go to wherever our thing right here. We can go to our textures and grab our normal. And yeah, that's kind of how this works. But first, of course, we have to drag in our actual, image or our texture of the thing. Don't mess with alpha, leave alpha normally. I can kind of see it. Yeah, you can see it. See, you can see it right there. See, it's weird. So as you can see, you can still kind of see it right there. Of course, you can always just, change it to that right there, and it should also still work. Now, for a specular, which is specter, you can just do this right here with a image texture. Again, I'm going to drag in the specter, the spect. Drag the color onto the tint, and yeah, you're pretty much done now. That's really all that you have to do. So now, on to texturing or how to texture correctly, right? But there's different ways to texture, yes. So go to UV editing and then select your main, like one area that you want. Select it. Of course, change this view. I don't know why Blender does this. Change it to that, as you can see. Now we're going to select A, and then we're going to scale. I have no idea why it's not scaling. Scale. What about, these two? Maybe it is scaling and I'm just not seeing. No. What about moving it? Yeah, they're definitely moving it. Right there. Are they scaling? And I'm just not seeing it. No, they're definitely not scaling. That's strange. Oh, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna select all of this, and then I'm just gonna, let's see if that can scale. That indeed can scale. So I'm just gonna click UV unwrap. Actually, then I'll just select all right there and all right here. All, and then UV unwrap smart project. of adjust this how you want it to. So as you can see, this just kind of unwraps it correctly. So as you can see, we can select this, scale it correctly. You can see we get kind of how we want it to. So I'm actually kind of happy with how that it turns out right there. Okay, I want that, but I want to move this downwards. Well, you know, it kind of matches with that. That's fine, I guess. Let's just do this. Texturing, in my opinion, is the hardest part. Now we're just gonna scale this upwards. Up, huh? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate this. Let's just say, oh my cat wants in. Give me 1 second after I scale this upwards. Yes, hold on, my cat. Hold on. Yes, hold on, my. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm coming to my cat. Sorry. Hold on. Yes, hello, my cat. I'm coming. Alright. Sorry about that. Cat just video bombed me. It's a little meme. Alright then, I guess let's just completely ignore that. So I'm gonna kind of, do that. That way I can, scale this upwards. Kind of match it. Just like that. That's good enough in my in my books. So I think I'll go with a more smooth design, so kind of like that. On this wall, I think I'll just go pure black. I'll just go pure black on those. Just like that. That's pretty much fine. Here's this one. Boop a doop boop. That's fine, I guess. Oh, actually, hold on. Yeah, I could just do that. I just forgot about that. I just completely forgot that I could just do that. So this one is pretty big. flip this, that way it matches the other side pretty well. Actually, that's a good idea. I can just bring these closer, actually. Now, this is definitely not the best texturing I've ever done, but it's good enough in my books. It's good enough. Alright, I'm pretty much getting ready. Boop, and then boop. Boop. Alright, I need to select this little corner piece right there. Means I'm gonna have to hopefully barely snipe this little edge. Or not. Or not, I could just, at the same time, I could just clip in, I just remembered. Oh, this is gonna be a struggle. I just need one. Shift. There we go, finally. That works. It kind of looks like a sea turtle in a way. I'm gonna be real. It's one of the more. And it's fine though. I'm okay with it. The front bit and go right there. Alright, I'm gonna let the top bits be white. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm not gonna be importing this in TND for people wondering. So we're gonna make this top bit. We need to make these white. So boop. Oh, don't forget this bit. Yeet. Actually, that's actually a decent combo right there. The white fins, and then the black one at the bottom. That's decent. Anyways, I'm just going to probably not even edit this video as I'm lazy. That's kind of how you do it, you know? So, yeah. If you want to know more, about this, join Mike Jaw's Discord, link in the description as well, and I will help you out as much as I can, or Royalty or some other people may help you, even Mike Jaw may help you model. I'm not the best at modeling, and I know it, but thanks to Royalty is the entire reason why I'm even able to model slash texture myself. Thank you, Royalty. Thank you so much. And I'm also creating this video as I've seen no no Discord servers or videos that really help people model. So yeah, and just for a reference, this is what I've been working on. This is my main model right here. This is what I've been working on. It's a Hydra variant is what I'm calling it, and this was all made by me, nothing else. Everything was made by me. I am going to replace these though with something else, so I can just delete that. I'm gonna replace it with probably the top bits on there. No, do not export. I would show you it if I can find it. Where is it? Anyways, yeah, so you have like this stuff right here. Yeah. This is pretty much what you need. You can use whatever you want. You can use these textures. You can use really whatever you need in order to make your stuff. These are the blades, by the way, of the engine. So you can use that. Here's the exterior of the Cyclops model. So yeah, there's the steering console thing. There's, different stuff here. There's a lot of different stuff. These are probably what I'm going to use, so let me just real quickly export it. As you can see, there it is, the mesh. Now let's real quickly just import FBX probably. That is my guess. 2D. Outwards, boop. Mesh. What mesh is it? Is it like a OBJ or something? It is. I knew it wasn't OBJ. That's usually their file format, because it's more safer. Why not choose FBX again? I need to import an OBJ. OBJ, front. So this is probably what I'm going to import right here. I just realized the sub is going to be massive in game. That's more what I'm going for. I'm going to quickly set origin to geometry. -90. And just like that, I could just go down onto here once I, take these and then scale it up. And of course I can always, I'm pretty sure that they're separate. No, they're not, but you could still probably separate these manually. It's probably not even that hard. I gotta make sure that they're not fully clicking through. I do have mine set up that way. It's a little bit thicker on the inside and outside. So there's a little area in between the sub that is kind of hard to see, but it is there. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much that. That's what I'm going to be replacing these with. Yeah. I have nothing else to say or give you any more advice. I highly recommend watching a few Blender tutorials if you have the time, as they can help you out a lot within making stuff like this. So yeah, definitely watch a few Blender tutorials if you can or you have the time. Anyways, thank you, see you, bye. Bye.